So now we're going to look at the value and the positioning of two digital assistants that we've got configured to support the candidate. Now, when I say support the candidate, these can be offered to the candidate directly, but they can also be used by the search consultant to mimic or mock or virtualize the experience that the candidate might go through, but with particular questions. So the first one we're going to look at is actually called the career assistant. So this is a persona for the AI that's been established as both a career and a psychology expert, and these can be made available for any of the candidates and their resumes. So one-off questions can actually be asked here. So for example, give me an expert analysis of my resume and respond in 100 words. So, for example, the reason why I have put respond in 100 words is that this not only responds in a particular way and gives useful responses, it can also format and put some functionality into the response. And this is important because if I want to articulate a question about a particular gap or anything like that, I can actually then ask it to put it into an email or a particular format or a bullet point or anything like that. It just makes that response a little bit quicker and useful if we are standardizing a certain type of response. And that actually helps us get through a volume of candidates or the depth of quality of a particular candidate or job role request. It just makes all of these little things actually add up to making this a much more efficient workflow. So that is the one form of the digital assistant. The second that we've got here is actually still a subject matter expert, but this is actually a coach that's been trained on a best-selling book about professional development and building a really strong career. It's actually a New York bestseller. And so we've taken this and with all due permission and actually distilled it down to a particular set of chapters, and we can then actually say we can then direct a particular question on a given subject. Now this is completely configurable. We've just put it into a simple table of contents so that we can actually see the range of topics that can be discussed and generated. So we've got CV and cover letter examples, creating strong new connections in your life. These are aspects that not only cover someone being made redundant, it can target internal development. It can go right down to specific examples of models and psychological models or anything like that. It can talk about networking. And so this is a subject matter that can be, or a subject matter expert that can be positioned as an expert coach. And a lot of insight can come from the types of questions that are asked for this, but it can also directly tie back to a particular subject. And again, at the end of the day, if we look at the analysis of this tool, we actually find that more is being asked of the psychological aspect as opposed to, say, a functional or a professional development or a reputation part of a candidate or any particular aspect of the recruitment process or industry. It's something that we can hone in on. And this represents how this type of tool is used. It's not only the prompts that actually give us the insight for the questions, it's the analysis of the data that points us to the particular areas where we can ask better questions and get to that candidate faster. So this is not the type of tool that's out of the box and it's going to work. This actually requires the information workers, namely the consultants and someone who's an expert on the prompts, to work within your business, because this is going to take this is going to save you at least 30% of your time to market, but even achieve greater levels of productivity. So ultimately you can focus your people on more client and candidate time, because this tool is going to give you that analysis in a lot quicker time and in a great deal of depth. And so that's the value of AI underneath this tool.